nothing more exciting than when you get to see them go after it and it's moving all fast. And like,
crazy.
I'll be like on the front deck of the boat just freaking out. It's so much fun.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ryan Hennessy here, Real Time Northwest. I am on my way to the Pac Northwest Bassers Club Banquet for 2024. I've got some awards that I did for the anglers that have been selected as, Angler of the Year and so on. And we're going to set up a little table there, try and sell, some rod sleeves and some other goodies. But we're also, come on, bud, come on. I know you see this big white truck. We're also, hold on, I got to watch that guy. He's tweaking out on me. He's looking at this cop over here. I am also going to be doing a little interviewing. I'm going to interview some fellow anglers in the club, or maybe they're not even in the club yet. Maybe they're joining today. So just got some questions to ask everyone, and I think it's going to be a fun little episode. So just stick around, and we'll be there in a few minutes, unload all the goodies, and probably start doing some questioning. So stick around.
Straight onto Southwest Barber Boulevard, Pacific Highway West.
Yeah, just watching a little Supercross.
For 3/4 of a mile.
Kind of listening more than watching. Yeah.
And it's an incredible ride. Find the number 50, up camper canoe. Tearing his ACL this week. I mean, think about that. So
all right, here we are. We're doing a little test on the mic check. Mic check 1, 2. That'd be Mr. Tom Hartshorn. There we go.
How are we doing that?
You can hold the mic yourself.
Oh, I can hold it? Oh, You're not going to hold it for me. That's just so wrong.
That's even easier. So how did you get into bass fishing?
Oh, gosh. 20, 45, 50 years ago.
Nice.
I was at Castaic Lake and rented a boat. Went out on the lake and we started catching bass, and I started hooked ever since then. Nice. I was out in a boat on my own and just at the lake. I was just fishing for anything and started catching largemouth bass, and after that I got hooked.
Ever since.
Yep. It wasn't.
What is your favorite thing about bass fishing?
For me, because I love the competition. I love tournament fishing.
So the competition side. Right
yeah,
on.
I love the competition of it.
Why join a fishing club? This is for
camaraderie.
Yeah. Okay.
Mostly learning.
It's for the bass anglers we have that are just weekend anglers.
Right.
Not wanting to join a club. I'm just trying to figure out a way to kind of promote and get them to join a club. Right.
Great way to get started into bass fishing. I mean, I just like the camaraderie, the ability to teach people. Yep. And expand our knowledges to these people and let them go out and have a blast. Like, to me, if you got a competitive bone in your body, bass fishing is extremely competitive.
Correct.
It's nothing like
tickets.
Perfect. It's nothing like going out there and catching other species of fish and you have no competition. I mean, competitively, that's a whole different world. So if you're a competitive person, clubs are a great way to go, and then you build your competitiveness from there.
For sure. Well, what is your go-to bait or style of fishing? What is your not your juice, but what is your favorite thing to do? I mean, are you a crankbait thrower, or are you like throwing?
I don't know. I mean, everybody knows me as a jig person.
Okay, there you go. So you're a jig guy.
But I have so many other baits that I think are just as equal.
Yeah, absolutely. What is your best? Like for me, I don't throw it a lot nowadays, but my favorite thing to do is spinnerbaits.
My favorite would be topwater.
Spinnerbait fishing. Topwater fishing. Okay.
Topwater. I mean, who doesn't love a bass blowing up on a topwater and just going, oh.
Perfect. All right. And then I think I got one more question. Oh, I got a funny one for you. Are you a left or right-handed bait caster?
Baitcaster definitely right.
All right one? Come on, man.
Spinning reels left.
Love, man.
I can't do a spinning reel left or right. I can only do bait casters right. I do spinning reels totally left.
Yeah, well, obviously you should be doing it left side on the bait.
Nah, bait casters just feel weird left, and I don't know why. Because the spinning reel, for whatever reason, the extra length of the loop feels comfortable, but on a bait caster, that tight loop on it just feels awkward, so I go right-handed when I do that.
Awesome. All right, and final question, what is your PB, your personal best?
Largemouth, 915, smallmouth, 515.
Nice. Awesome. Well,
personal best bag you want to ask?
Oh, yeah, you want to, well, okay, well, Mr. Competitor, what is your personal best bag for a one-day tournament?
For a one-day tournament?
2 days.
24.
24 pounds. Was that at Silk Coos last year when you kicked my butt?
No. No, I believe that was at Clear Lake.
Awesome.
So,
all right. Well,
but everybody else had 25 to 27, 28.
That's still a good bag, though. I mean, one day, 24
who's
pounds,
complaining?
Good bag anywhere. So.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thanks for your time, and we'll go on to the next angler.
And Ryan and I will be fishing together this year in the Train Raiders. So, folks, right. I've got my work cut out training him.
Oh, yeah. I know. Absolutely. I need all the training in the world. He's going to realize that real soon, that I'm just an average angler and I'm nothing special. So, who do we have with us today?
Ethan.
Ethan, what's going on, bud?
How's it going?
All right. So, how did you get into bass fishing?
I grew up steelhead fisherman. It was exclusively salmon and steelhead for the first 25 years of my life, and then moved up to Vancouver when I got married, and Highway 14 was right there.
Perfect.
And took a couple days and drove up the gorge and found smallmouth at every single spot that I could cast a line, and
nice.
Did that. Just off the bank for a couple of years, and then got in touch with Craig and joined 503 back in 2018, I think, is when
18, 17 to 18. Yep.
And been doing it ever since.
Awesome. What's your favorite thing about bass fishing?
The puzzle. Putting together water temperature, water clarity, all the weather, all the variables, going out there and figuring it out, and the reward when it works.
Absolutely. And why join a fishing club? If you were to tell someone who's not a club member to this club or any club, why join a bass club?
It's the competitiveness.
Yeah.
It's the...
Take it to that next level.
Yeah, take it to the next level. And then opportunities to get on the water. Yeah. Growing up, dreaming of getting to fish 10 Mile and Silk Coos and lakes down on the coast, and there's no bank access.
No.
You can't fish those unless you have a boat.
You're in a boat,
and
no fish.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Okay, well, what is your go-to bait or style of fishing?
Jerk baits.
Jerk baits. Nice.
Yeah, whether it's largemouth, smallmouth.
Nice.
I like throwing jerk baits.
Awesome. All right, and then are you a left or right hand bait caster?
Right hand.
Right hand. Jeez, man, I don't like any lefties in here. All right, well, final question. What is your PB, your personal best?
6.47. Smallmouth.
Smallmouth. Nice. Yeah. That was here? Was that
here? No, it was actually during COVID, off the bank.
Nice.
First week of April, just downstream from Google, up in the Dalles with my kids and everybody. It was a sunny day, and I took them up there, and yeah,
what a memorable day that was.
It was a good day.
Hey, I'm Craig Robin.
Craig, how's it going, buddy? How did you get into bass fishing?
Oh, geez. So I've been fishing pretty much my whole life. I came from Utah, and it's primarily a trout state. So I was big into trout, and I was out there reeling in a power bait, and a smallmouth bit it. And I didn't know what it was. I had no idea, but I was intrigued.
Absolutely.
And so I put on a curly tail grub, and I cast it out, and I started getting one after another.
No.
I thought they were perch at first. Totally thought they were perch, but I just got the bug for it. I did some research. I was out fishing, and some kid next to me was catching them too. And I'm like, look at this perch. He's like, that's not a perch, you idiot. That's a smallmouth bass. And then I was hooked, especially after I got my first big one. Like the ones I was catching were like this, but then I got one that was about 2.5, 3 pounds, and it tugged hard.
Game changer.
And I was like, I'm done. I got the bass bug. In addition, when I was out ice fishing for trout, I met an individual who was a pro bass fisherman in Utah, and he offered to take me out on a bass boat. And I was like, heck yeah. And that's when I got the bug for going on bass boats.
Yeah, the boat. Yeah, next thing you know, you're ready to buy a boat.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's just, one thing after another. Now I'm like super hardcore about it,
Absolutely. So I guess I don't even have to ask the next question, which is, what is your favorite thing about bass fishing? Because obviously you kind of just explained it. You got the bug. But go ahead.
I got the bug, but it's evolved over time. Perfect. Because I was younger and didn't really think about things with like the burdens of life and stuff. And so when I got in my late 20s, had my first daughter. Had a real full-time job, my first high-paying job, and I was stressed. And so I found that is also an outlet to actually relieve stress and get to my anchor point, just clear my head, and have fun while I'm doing it, because there's nothing like hooking into a fish and having it, you forget all your worries. You forget everything. You're just in the zone. You're having a blast.
Yeah.
And that kind of was an additive to, that bug, so...
And so obviously, we got our Pac Northwest Bassers going on in the background. This is our banquet here. We got all the trophies for all the individuals from 2024. And so my next question would be, for someone who's not in a bass club, why would you join a club?
Yeah, so first off, so you can get to know bass fishing a little bit more and just be a sponge and learn more about the sport. Plus, if you're a co-angler, typically most of these clubs have a pro-am style where they do a draw to put someone on your boat. So if you don't have that opportunity to get on a boat and you'd like to get on a bass boat, join one of those clubs where they actually do draws, because it gives you that opportunity to get paired with an awesome boat captain. And that boat captain will teach you a lot of things that you can't learn from just figuring it out on your own, because sometimes it's just as simple as tweaking one little thing and you catch more fish.
Yeah. You become a well-seasoned angler, just by one catch.
Absolutely. The other thing is, I'm very competitive. Growing up, I was into baseball. I played hockey, and I was very competitive. And I got injured, and I wanted to continue to be competitive myself. I got injured very young in middle school. I was playing varsity for Brighton High School in Utah, and I got hit really bad, broke part of my back. And I couldn't any longer go out and really just do sports. So this also gave me that ability to compete and be competitive.
Be competitive.
Yeah, and that really helped.
It's a physical sport, even though you can still, bust yourself up on some heavy water.
To be fair, I still go in tournament season. I still go see a physical therapist twice a week, and there's a reason for that, because in competitive bass fishing, you get the same injuries you would like being a baseball pitcher. You throw your arm constantly, you throw it out, you get dislocations, you wear out your upper body, and so my shoulders are pretty jacked up from fishing.
Some rotator cuff issues.
Yeah, so it is very, very competitive and very physical, for sure.
Physical, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your go-to style bait of fishing? So,
do I tell you the truth, or do I?
What excites you?
Lie. All lies.
What excites you?
So I love, it depends on time of year. I'd say my number one, the funnest thing I love to do is topwater, period. Being able to see that explosion. But if we're talking about my go-to here in the Pacific Northwest, I have a 3-punch combo. I've got drop shot for sure. Always have a drop shot. Always have 5 drop shots on with different colors. Exposed hook, weedless hook, jigs. Love throwing jigs. 100%. And then the third one would be crankbaits. I love fishing crankbaits like crazy.
Absolutely. Those Willamette weapon lure ones too.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Okay, and then funny one for you. Are you a left or right-handed bait caster?
So I am a right-handed bait caster, left-handed spinning.
Okay.
So I switch back and forth. I don't know why. I've done that my whole life. I cannot reel left-handed with a bait caster to save my life. But with a spinning rod, I'm perfectly fine.
All right. Awesome. And the last question would be, what is your PB, your personal best?
My personal best, largemouth, is 7 pounds on the dot, caught out at Sand Hollow Reservoir in Utah. Okay. I've been trying to break that since I moved here. I have had the opportunity up at Potholes multiple times. But those bigger fish are smart, man, especially when you're using light tackle.
Oh, yeah.
my biggest smallmouth is 6 on the dot, and I've caught 2 of them.
6 on the dot?
Yes.
2 of them?
Yeah, got one out of Cascade Locks. Yes, they're there. Those big ones are there. The other one out of Boardman.
Awesome. Well, awesome. I appreciate you answering the questions, and this is going to be on the next Average Angler for Real Time Northwest YouTube.
Can't wait. I love your YouTube, man. I watch it all the time.
Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Thank you. All right, we have with us today who?
Tove Balter.
As you can see on the plaques, he just won here. He got Team of the Year and Co-Angler of the Year.
Yep.
So, first question of the day is, how did you get into bass fishing?
I just kind of, I've always kind of been into fishing a little bit, but I really got into bass fishing when I was like 8 or 9. I think it was probably just YouTube.
Oh.
Just like saw, I was like, oh, it's cool. I mean, when I was little, I was always like, oh, Dad, let's go fishing. But it really started to narrow down to bass fishing when I was 8 or 9.
What's your favorite thing about bass fishing?
The pursuit.
The pursuit.
The pursuit, the challenge, and always improving and having a goal.
Putting all the puzzle pieces together.
Yeah.
And figuring it out. You kicked my butt quite a few times, so you're doing a good job. So why join a fishing club?
Well, like I said, I watched a lot of YouTube, Guggen Squad, saw the tournaments. I was like, it's always been something I wanted to do, and I met this guy named Patrick Johnson, who's fished a lot of club tournaments. He fished like 503 Bassers, and Pat kind of introduced me to Doug over here.
Nice.
Me and Doug have a really good friendship now, and I've started fishing tournaments with him.
All right.
Yeah.
What is your go-to bait style fishing? And you can tell me for either bass or smallies or both.
For smallmouth, jig; for largemouth, chatterbait, and drop shot for both of them.
Okay. All right. Interesting. And then I know we talked about this earlier, but are you a lefty or a righty bait caster?
I am a lefty.
Excellent. Good choice.
Yeah.
Good choice. And then final, what is your PB, your personal best for smallies and biggies?
Smallmouth, probably around 5 pounds. Largemouth, I think it was like 4.64. Yeah.
Awesome. Where was that smallie at?
Probably Cascade Locks.
Oh, yeah.
It probably came out of Cascade Locks.
Nice. Awesome. Anything you would say to anybody that may be thinking about joining a club?
You definitely should. It's a blast. You need, there's tons of people who do it, and if you need a co-angler, just start it. People are super nice in this community. Just hit them up. Just say, you need a co-angler, just do it. There's nothing, and even if they can't, they'll probably hit you up with somebody who can.
Absolutely. Awesome. Yeah. Well, thanks a lot for the interview, and good luck on the water this year.
Yeah, thank you.
Dude, this thing's tight, man. You got the good setup here, Mr. Hennessy.
Yep.
He's lucky.
Does that work?
That works. That works. Let's see. Say something real quick.
Something real quick.
There you go. That works. All right. So, for starters, your name.
Hello, my name's Douglas Derrick.
Douglas Derrick. As you can see, he's got the team of the year here.
Yeah, buddy.
Yep, they kicked butt this year. So, how did you get into bass fishing?
I'm really fortunate that my dad brought me as a kid. I was fishing before I even remember. I have pictures of me at like 3 years old with a 2-pound bass that I was just freaking out about. And I didn't bass fish in 2008. All my garage got broken into and all my fishing equipment got stolen. And I didn't fish from 2008 until I bought a boat in 2019 again. So there was definitely a lack of time in there, but I'm back at it.
You're back at it.
Yeah.
It's happening. All right. And what is your favorite thing about bass fishing?
I just love being outdoors, but also I'm very competitive, and so the tournament circuits do me well. They get me going, you know? Yeah, but I also like 13 hours in the woods, you know, staring at the trees, so great. I'll not catch fish and be real happy.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then why join a fishing club?
Well, again, the community, I really like meeting other people and building community. And I started with TBF, and Tom does an incredible job of building that community. And Craig has done a really great job here. And this is just the beginning, because he had built 503 so big before, and this is just the start of what we can do here.
It's definitely going to grow.
So I love it.
The good question here: what is your go-to bait and style of fishing?
Okay,
you can tell me for both.
Okay, I'm gonna largey for sure. It's a fluke, man. There's not nothing more exciting than when you get to see them go after it and it's moving all fast and like
Crazy.
I'll be like on the front deck of the boat just freaking out. It's so much fun.
That's crazy.
And then smallies, like when I really got down to it, it's just a jig, man. When you get that thump and you set the hook and it feels like you caught a rock because it doesn't move, that's the best.
The best.
Yeah.
Are you a left or right?
Oh, I'm right, bro. But my dad taught me that way. Now it's just the way it goes. It's stupid.
I know.
It's wrong. I think it's wrong. I'm gonna say it's wrong, but I do it anyways.
What is your personal best? And you can give me both.
Yeah, so the largie's a funny story. I just got back from El Salto in Mexico. My dad took me down there, and I caught a 7.6. Was 7.6, and then it was in January of 2021, and I came home and I went to the Home Depot pond with my buddy Pat and caught a 7.75.
No way.
But it's crazy. Like they're such different fish. Northern strain versus Florida. The El Salto looks like a way bigger fish, but the 7.75 had like a lizard back. It's a really unique fish. Yeah, really like long, rigid tip. And then smallies, I did it. It was a bucket list of mine. Catch a 6-pounder. I have a 6.2 smallie in a tournament. I had a 22 8-pound bag in 2021 out of Hood River. That was with Monster Pat, and we had just started. And I just had one of those days. We were boat flipping 3-pounders by like 9 a.m. We just did it all day long. It was just one of those days.
You were dancing on the boat all day.
So good. Yeah, but 6'2", I mean, it was like a life goal of mine to get that.
If you were to tell any advice to a weekend angler, why should they join a club?
Yeah, there's so much to learn by watching other people, and the community here is really supportive. I mean, when I started, I had known Arizona bass fishing. That's where I started, and I did not understand the Columbia. And Tom would just walk over and start throwing me baits and be like, "Dude, throw this next time. Try this next time." Yeah, I mean, everybody wants you to win, and so they're supportive to helping you out there.
I appreciate you doing the questionnaire from Average Angler. Woo! Congrats on your trophy.
Thanks, buddy.
What's your name?
Emily Frack.
And how did you get into bass fishing?
In 2020, when the world shut down, I was stuck at home with my kids, and I needed a way to get out. So I watched Natty Up North. She's a YouTuber, and she has a kayak, and she was catching these big muskie by herself, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. But I hate the cold weather.
Yeah.
So I was like, what can I catch that's warm, and I can do it on a kayak? So that's how I got into bass fishing.
Awesome. What is your favorite thing about bass fishing?
Honestly, it's the people that I get to fish with and hang out with and chat with about fishing. Yes, exactly.
Yep. If you were to give some advice to someone who's not a bass fisherman or not a club fisherman,
sure.
what advice would you give someone to join a club?
Yeah, if you like fishing, it's way more fun with other people, especially on a boat where you can shoot, troubleshoot. Something's not going right. Maybe they're using a different color. You switch it up. You start catching fish.
What is your go-to bait style of fishing?
It changes every year, I feel like.
You find a new one every year.
I know. This last year, I got into spinner baits, hardcore. Yeah, I just decided that I was going to take one day and just use spinner baits, and after that, I'm hooked. Yeah.
So, I mean, would you use that for both smallies and largies?
Oh, yeah.
You have another bait?
Yeah, I've caught both, especially at Boardman. I was catching both with the same lure, so that's pretty fun.
You a left or right-handed bait caster? Left-handed bait caster.
Yes, left.
You're left. Awesome. So we have three of us here.
Okay.
What is your personal best? You can give me largie and smallie or just one?
Sure. Well, I won Big Fish of the Year 2023 with the Columbia River Bassmasters Club, and I got a 5.70 pound smallmouth. It was a big one.
Out of the Columbia, probably?
Yeah, Salilo Pool, and it was springtime.
Nice.
But my largemouth is not very impressive. It's only about 3 pounds.
Oh, hey, well, I mean, you got a lot of room to really pick that one up.
It's only my 5th year.
Cameron Black.
Cameron Black.
With no voice.
With no voice.
Yep.
How did you get into bass fishing?
I started when I was a kid, but Salmon Steel had guided now for 20 years, and then through that met Tom, one of the VPs of this club, and Craig, president of this club.
Yep.
About 4 or 5 years ago, started tournament fishing with them and just got the bug.
What is your favorite thing about bass fishing?
The competition.
The competition.
Competitiveness.
Right.
Yeah.
What is your go-to bait and style, if you had one?
Jerk bait.
Jerk bait?
Yeah.
He's a jerk bait guy.
Jerk bait guy.
Are you a right or left-handed bait caster?
I'm both, believe it or not. So when I'm doing something that I want to have a
flipping and pitching. You're going to be right-handed.
Flipping and pitching, I'm a left-hand crank, and then when I'm doing like a large swim or glide, I like to use the dexterity of my right hand to just get a good rhythm, a little better on that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What is your PB?
My PB is only I have a 5'6" smallmouth, a 6'8" spot, and my largemouth is probably somewhere in that 7'8" range off a pond on the Columbia, but
awesome.
It was years ago and I didn't weigh him. But I'm going to break that this year.
You're going to break that this year.
Oh, yeah.
If you could give any advice to someone who's just a weekend angler to join a club, like what advice would you give them?
You will, if you really want to learn and you really want to develop, and this community here at Pac Northwest and a lot of the other bass clubs and stuff, you don't know what you don't know, right? And I can tell you, you will learn more than you'll ever want to know.
Absolutely.
It's really cool.
My name's Len Black.
Layton, I can see you got Big Fish of the Year for 2024. You gonna do that again this year?
Yes.
Yes.
Try. Yes.
Yes.
I think
how did you get into bass fishing?
Through my dad. I've always liked pond fishing and like river fishing. Nice. And he would my dad would take me out a whole bunch of times and stuff, and I'd be like I just started really liking it, and so I just kept trying to ask to go with him more and more and more.
What is your favorite thing about bass fishing?
Definitely like the boats and the people.
Oh, yeah?
Like competition and stuff.
You like the boats, like the fancy boats? Is that what you said?
Well, I just it's just cool. It's just so many different people and so many different boats and so many just so much different stuff.
What is your go-to style or bait for fishing?
Spinnerbaits.
Spinnerbaits. See, I'm a spinnerbait
without
guy
a
too.
doubt.
Awesome.
Not a chick guy.
Dude, you've seen me on the coffee. I remember I'll catch like 50 of them.
If it's your confidence bait, keep it that way.
Yes.
Are you a left or right-handed bait caster?
Right.
You're a right-hander? Really?
Left? Left.
So the left.
Oh, left reel, not right.
Oh yeah, the reeler.
Yeah,
Left-handed reel. Okay.
Chill out.
What is your PB? Your personal best?
This one right here.
This one right here. That was 5.87.
Yeah.
That's the biggest smallmouth. What about your largemouth?
Caught that 4.8 at Silkus, that one big fish.
Yeah, I haven't caught many largemouths, so.
So a 4.8.
Yeah.
That's a good one though. I mean, there's still you got a lot more room to pick that up for sure. So awesome. Well, I appreciate you answering the questionnaire, and good luck in 2025.
Yes.
Hey, what's up, all my average anglers? Finally back to the shop, and just wanted to do a little post interview, and maybe even just do an interview on myself. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer the same questions everybody else did. So how did I get into bass fishing? Well, I was born and raised in New Orleans, and pretty much did my whole childhood. I did more fishing with my dad out on the coastline of the Gulf of Mexico. Did more like redfish, flounder, just different, kind of more salt, into brackish waters. And then it wasn't until I was about maybe 14, 15, a buddy of mine bought this little like Kmart bass boat with a little trolling motor in the back. And he was like, dude, let's go catch some bass. There's this pond over by the spillway. Let's go check it out. So we slayed them. And it was that day forward, I was just locked in the bass and just bass fished from then on out. As far as, what is my favorite thing about bass fishing? I think it's more, of the puzzle pieces, the figuring it out, the challenge of, trying to put everything together to get on fish for one, and then get those good bites. So that's a challenge to me. It makes my brain work on that and take myself away from everything else, all the other life stuff that happens, and really brings you to like a nice, even though it's in a competitive way doing tournament fishing, it still brings you to like a zen, like you're in a happy place. So that's my reason why join a fishing club. So like everyone said before, it's the camaraderie, and you learn. So if you're an angler sitting, on the couch right now watching this, and all you do is just take your little aluminum boat out to a pond or a small lake somewhere and bass fish. Don't think that you're not good enough or have a fancy enough boat enough or anything like that to join a club, because you can do anything. You don't even need a boat. to join a club. You can just be a co-angler and try and find a partner that has a boat, and you know, y'all work together and fish together as a team. Or you know what, you can fish out of your 14-foot, you know, flat bottom skiff, whatever you want to do. There's no requirements. Now, of course, when you get into the bigger money tournaments, there are requirements, but at a club level, there shouldn't be any requirements, as long as it's a, you know, safe, you know, safe boat, you're good to go. So, next question is, what is my go-to bait style of fishing? So, like I tried to get everybody else to say earlier, my go-to is spinnerbaits. I love spinnerbaits. I haven't thrown them a lot lately, but still, that's my confidence bait, and I throw it. So, when in doubt, spinnerbait out. So that's what I do all the time. And when I'm in a pinch and nothing else is working, I break out the spinnerbait and cast it to the bank, and it works every time. So I don't know if you guys remember, if you looked at some of my other videos, there's a TBF qualifier down at 10 Mile. And if you notice, my partner Jesus was pretty much laying on the deck, kind of damn near gave up on the day. We had like 25 minutes left, and I caught the biggest fish of the freaking weekend, you know, a 5+ whatever, 5.2 something largie on a spinnerbait. So don't ever doubt the spinnerbait. And then am I a left or right-handed bait caster? I fish with my left hand. I have left-handed bait casters all day long. There's no reason why anyone should have a right-handed bait caster, because you were taught as a child through your entire upbringing with spinning rods, and spinning rods are left-sided. Yes, you can move them to the right side, but they are sold on the left. So generally, your brain, you know, uses that left arm or left hand to reel, and you know, it's just an easy maneuver into bait casting using your left side. So whatever, you know, that's just my take on it. And then what is my PB, my personal best? So my personal best is going to be a 6.25 at Moses Lake. It's a smallmouth PB largie, which I'll post a pic right here. It's a 10.25. Now, granted, that is not my largest fish, because I caught larger fish down south in New Orleans, but you know what? Those weren't registered, so I'm not going to count them. So anyway, right now, I would say my largie is a 10.25, and my big smallie is a 6.26. But anyway, I'm going to break that 6.26. I am going to catch me a 7-pound smallie one of these days. Don't know when it's going to be, but I'm going to break that smallie record. So, and you know what? To be honest, I kind of want to break the largie record too, because I want to say, because that large mouth that I caught was from the bank, and it was at Swafford Pond. To me, I kind of feel like, yeah, it is a PB, but you know what? I want it from a boat, okay? That's my take on it. I want it from a boat. So I can have a PB by land, which is my 10.25. I want a PB largie from boat. So yeah, so hope everybody has enjoyed this, you know, little adventure to the Pac Northwest Bassers Banquet. We got to see everybody and, you know, pick their brains about, you know, why they bass fish, you know, why they join clubs, and, you know, what's their passion, what's their favorite baits and stuff like that. And, you know, just want to let everybody know, I mean, that's what this channel is about. It's Average Angler, you know, just letting you guys know that average anglers like you and me can do this. I mean, you don't have to have, like I said, the fanciest boats. You don't have to have the, you know, most expensive tackle. But if you just want to get into catching fish, you know, you don't need all the biggest, fanciest, you know, boats and tackle. You can do it, you know, just like, you know, anybody can do it. So hopefully you guys enjoy the content. If you're a subscriber, you know, please drop a comment. Let us know how you like this episode. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe and hit that like button. If you want to be notified when we post new videos, hit that little bell, and it'll notify you every time we upload a new video. It's going to be a pretty big season. This is going to be an awesome season. So I'm super stoked for 2025. Got some new sponsors on board, which I will let you guys know about soon. And till then, we'll see you on the water.